dude. 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 Dude.
And we are back in the studio once again. Hi, guys. How's it going out there? This is the Dude What Movie Review Podcast.
Dude, what?
We are coming to you from the beautiful Evansville, Indiana. I am one half of the hosting squad, Mr. Brian Sumner. Sitting across the table from me, a well-groomed Jim Miller. Say hi, Jim.
Well, hi, Jim.
This is season 2, man. We're back in the studio, season 2, episode 1. We're officially in the 2420 West studios. It's cold outside. Not happy about that, but it's warm in here, and it's warm in our hearts, Jim.
It's true.
So we're going to have some fun today, kicking off our season 2. We're just going to dive into talking about the show.
Yeah.
Talking about us, what we've been doing in the break since the Christmas special. We're going to follow up on the Snowball Fight. We're going to do that a little bit later. But for right now, Jim, how the hell are you, man?
Well, there's a lot that's happened. I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah?
I feel a lot more rested.
You weren't destroyed at Christmas time by the FedEx lifestyle.
I wasn't. I got to spend time with family during all that.
Yeah, rub it in.
But here's the weird thing.
Yeah?
I also kind of selfishly was like, well, maybe I had it pretty good at FedEx.
What?
Because, like, Kylie would take the kids away, and I couldn't go with them half the time, so then I'd get to have, like, bachelor time. And then I was like, nah, I have it way better now. So
You're having bachelor time this weekend, though.
I am.
As we're recording this episode right now, Jim's bacheloring it up this weekend. His wife and kids have gone away for the weekend, I believe.
Yep, and it's like the first time since I've had my new job that they've done that.
Right.
So it's been good. So
it's just been nothing but hurricane heist and pizza rolls for you, huh?
Hey, I've upgraded my game.
That's a callback right there. God.
But yeah, man, things are good.
That's good. Job's good.
Whirlwind at the job. Yeah, I just started in middle of November.
And now you own it.
I don't own it. But dude, I've like been promoted to like the quarter office in like, downtown Evansville. I'm like, what the hell is going on right now?
That's right.
Is this my life? Like, is this reality? So
those of you guys that happen to drive on the Lloyd Expressway, just happen to glance over to downtown and give a wave to Jim every once in a while.
Yeah.
I'm not going to name the building that he's
please
in.
don't do that.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I can't have any crazy people running up there and bugging him. But
That's true.
All you got to do is just wave from the Lloyd and say, hey, Jim, what's going on?
And I'll be like, what's up?
What's up?
Looking out all my windows.
Why'd you just do the little head nod thing?
know.
They can't see you. This
They might.
This is radio.
There's a lot of windows. They might see me.
Anywho.
That's been a wild ride.
Right.
Learning a lot and stuff, but it's been a lot of fun.
Yep.
It's been good. So I'm excited to get going this season and talk about things. I know that you've had a lot going on.
So when do I not have a lot going on, Jim?
True,
I mean, let's be honest. It's well documented on this show that my life is a freaking circus. A 3-ring circus that has just been set on fire from the outside.
Being ran by clowns from outer space.
Pretty much, yeah. Killer clowns from outer space have taken over the big top. They set it on fire outside, and on the inside, they have landmines everywhere. That's my life. Hi, welcome. Work constant all the time.
Yep.
Busy. There for a while, I was really debating on making a change at work.
Yeah.
And I actually put in for a position and was going to take that position, but I was like, you know what? I really don't want to take the pay cut that I'm going to take, which wasn't much, but still, it's a pay cut. I earned that money. Sure. But then also looking at the hours, I was like, I really don't like those hours either. So you know what? I'm just going to stick where I'm at. Yeah. And it actually worked out well because it gave me a new perception, a new outlook on my thing. And I'm just kind of taking it day by day, just taking it as it is.
Good.
Although I will say yesterday sucked. I'm not going to lie. Yesterday was one of those days where I was like, why did I keep this route? Because yesterday sucked. But no, things have been good. Of course, home life is always nuts. I feel like with, my wife leaving FedEx, which that happened. We both worked together for a long time there. And then she left and she took a different position at a different company. She works for a tire place now here in town. And I think she likes it, but I don't know if she's too keen on the people that she works with. But I mean, it is what it is. That's anywhere.
Sure.
But I miss her every day. I miss seeing her every day. And so because I don't see her every day, that makes the day kind of really long.
Yeah.
So when we get home at night, we literally have like a finite amount of time to spend with each other. And the majority of that time is filled with hanging out with a grandson.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, we have no time for each other. So we're getting by. We're doing what we can. We're trying our best.
Trying harder.
We're trying harder. So yeah, that's what I got going on, man.
All righty. Well, let's do a show.
We are going to do a show. This is our second season, first episode. We're just going to get back into the swing of things. We're just going to hang out. We're going to talk about us right now. We're going to talk about the show. Expectations, what we can hope to see over the course of this season, and what the fans can expect.
No, and I think that's good. I think that, you and I have talked off air a little bit about this episode, actually.
Right.
And what that's going to look like. There are expectations and things, and our hopes for the future. We've talked about that often on this show. Kind of goes in hand with a little bit of what you're talking about, just with life for you has been kind of a slog lately.
Yeah, pretty much. The show for a long time has provided a creative outlet and something to do to occupy my brain space and give me that buffer from my everyday life. But now it's like I don't have time for my everyday life now.
Right.
It's so weird. Yeah. Like the time that I have for my everyday life is dwindling the more and more I go. And it's like, where am I going to find time for that? Where am I going to find time for anything? So that's the one thing that I always come back to with regard to doing the show, with regard to living life, with regard to everything. I feel like I don't have time for anything. I feel like the amount of time that I have over the course of the day gets monopolized by so much stuff that needs to be done that it takes away from the stuff that I want to do.
Right.
And as a responsible adult, I'm having to constantly cut out the things that I want to do and put on the back burner. And because of that, things seem to suffer. And then my mental well-being is just going into the garbage.
Yeah.
Like, so upfront and honest with you guys, that's kind of what we do here on the show. We just kind of openly talk about stuff and throw it out there. And you guys seem to keep coming back for more. I don't know why.
Well, I mean, and let's be honest, like that's something that early on, when we were on Homers, we had made a conscious decision to keep a hot mic.
Right.
And then when you go through the editing process, like you edit for the audio quality and content quality, but you also have been very intentional not to sanitize things.
Oh,
right?
no,
Not
no,
to cut out
Yep.
things that, even on a personal level that we've talked about. And I mean, people can listen back to our archive stuff. And they can hear kind of a common thread off and on about our lives, and life gets in the way, right? And things like that. But
if there was ever anything that needed to be on a T-shirt, is life gets in the way.
Life gets in the way. You know, we've been having a conversation off air, though, about just kind of where you're at now and this season of life and the season of life that, you know, we find ourselves in. And I think, if we're really honest, I think the pandemic is probably, you know, not to blame everything on that, because I feel like everybody uses that for an excuse. But at the same point, it's taken a toll on a lot of people, especially mentally and emotionally.
Yeah.
And it's also caused people to kind of pull back and think about things a little more introspectively about their life.
Right. Which, if anybody knows me, I'm always introspectively thinking about my life.
You're always driving around in your little FedEx van thinking about life.
Look, here's the thing. I am my own worst critic. And as a cliche, I'm not even talking about the show. I'm talking about me just as a person.
Right.
You know, I constantly beat myself up over things that probably aren't in my control. But it doesn't lessen the fact that I still hold a high level of blame for things or create tension in my own head that probably doesn't exist. That's just who I am. I've been that way my whole life. When I run out of time for things that I want to do, that's where the mental problems start coming in for me. That's when the issues start developing for me. I beat myself up because I'm not present where I need to be present. So that's whenever I start questioning everything.
Sure.
And plus, I have no self-esteem, so
it's a really bad cocktail.
Yeah, so everything that I do is always in question. Like nothing is ever good enough, ever, because I don't feel like it's good enough. I've got nothing but positive feedback about the St. Patrick's Day hangover, which I hope you guys enjoyed listening to that. Because I felt like it's one of the worst things I've ever done.
No,
so
it's not. And I remember us talking about it, but like, no, I think that, you know, the reality is that anybody that is a creative can relate to this, I think. Never good enough, always striving to be better within creative ventures, but I think a lot of us carry that over into our everyday lives as well. And you're one of those. You're one of those conflicted artists, if you will, that have the
not necessarily a title I would have attached myself, but yeah, okay, yeah.
Just,
conflicted artist. I like that, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I deal with it in a different way. Like, I deal with the same issues, the insecurities and the doubts and things, but I normally just become more cynical, kind of a hard ass about stuff.
No.
But then
the problem is my dial is turned up entirely too high. If I could find a way to turn the sensitivity dial back 4 ticks, I might be okay.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is everything gets heightened because I'm always constantly analyzing everything.
Yeah.
With regard to the show, how much time can I keep dedicating? Because let's be honest, guys, it takes a lot to put this show together. Yeah. And especially shows like the St. Patrick's Day Hangover, shows like Table Scraps, shows like our Christmas special, the Halloween special, all these different specials. They're time intensive, man. Yeah. They take a lot of time to work on and put together, a lot of sacrificing of time. It becomes a thing of how can I justify that time whenever those around me, in my mind, are lacking me. More specifically, my family is what I'm talking about there. Yeah. And so it becomes a question of how much longer can I push on this? Yeah. Now, I will say this. That's the one thing that I love about my wife. She's very encouraging. She knows that I love her more than anything in the world, and I'm not going anywhere. And she assures me she's not going anywhere, and she's supportive, and she's always like, I want you to be happy doing your thing. And she even told me the other day, she goes, I know you beat yourself up because you spend a lot of time, but when you guys do the show and stuff, it's kind of like, that's my time to go do what I want to do. And I'm like, well, that helps.
Right.
That helps a lot.
Well, I think that this is something we've talked about in the past that kind of sets us apart from a lot of podcasts. I'm going to say all of them out there. Just the recording process in general is very time intensive. We'll record an hour on the front end. We'll go watch a movie.
Yeah. And
then we come back and record another hour and a half on the back end.
And that's if we're not talking like idiots for an hour before and an hour after on either one of those.
Right. And then, then you have the editing aspect of it.
Yeah.
It's not just hey, we're cutting out the ums and the uhs and the pauses. It's
so many different
going
factors.
in and adding all the bells and whistles. And you're doing a full-on production with it, which is great, except for you're doing it as a hobby. You're doing it on the side. It's something you're doing outside of the time that you're spending at work and the little bit of time you're trying to spend with your wife and your grandson and stuff like that.
Yeah. More than likely, when this is all said and done, whenever we decide that this is no more, whenever that may be, if we don't make any money off of it, then I'll be able to look back on it and say, this is probably one of the most creative things I've ever worked on, I've ever done, I've ever produced.
Yeah.
I can honestly say that about what we've done. Because it's incredible what we've done, and I'm thankful for it and I love it. But at the same time, I will also look back on it and be like, was it worth it? And in the moment, yeah, it is worth it, but that's also time I won't get back.
Right.
It's one of those things, if anybody knows me, emotionally, I flip-flop back and forth on how I handle things. Kind of like Katy Perry, I'm hot and I'm cold, and I'm yes and I'm no.
'Cause you're hot and you're cold. Have you lost your damn mind?
I can't believe I just made a Katy Perry reference.
Right. I was going to go with it, man. I was going with it.
But it's true, though. And it's not because I don't want to do this and I'm wishy-washy on it. It's that I am so much more concerned about everyone else around me that I am willing and happy to put my stuff on the back burner for the sake of others.
Yeah.
And honestly, I blame my wife for that because she's too much of a giving person and she has a big open heart and she does the same thing. She puts everybody else's needs ahead of hers, and she and I are like simpatico. We bounce off each other so well.
And it probably also doesn't help that your wife is that way because you are trying to help protect her and help her.
Always.
And provide that safe space for her.
Always.
I mean, but you've had a lot of heavy things happening the last couple months, internally with family. And the fact that, your wife left your job and then I left your job.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. Yeah, I lose a couple of constants in my life from work that I used to seeing every day, and then now I don't. And then the lack of time with family, and then I take more time away from that whenever I'm doing the show. And so, yeah, it makes me question, makes me wonder. But I got to try and keep in my head, anybody that enterprises themselves to try and be something, try and do something, there's a certain level of sacrifice. And along the way, those that you feel like you're putting at a detriment, they either spiral out from the absence or they support you. And my family's been nothing but supportive. I had to realize that we're trying to build something, and I got to try and either be patient or somehow tell my brain to shut up.
Sure.
So we'll see how it goes.
We basically are saying all that more or less because we want to kind of talk it out.
Yeah.
You and I. But I think it's important for you as listeners,
to
those of you that are
understand.
listening, to understand kind of where we're at in that process, because we absolutely love doing this.
Yeah.
We've loved the journey we've been on so far.
Yep.
It's crazy to think that we started this back in July of 2017.
Definitely the longest lasting endeavor of creativity I've had, for sure.
And you know, I think that we kind of alluded to it on the St. Patty's Day special of like, we haven't made a dime off of this.
No.
We've been doing this as a creative outlet. But I think we're in a place now where we are weighing out, okay, this is a lot of fun. We enjoy doing this. Yeah. But there is that element of like, you can't get time back. And the time that we can be reflective on, okay, how much time have we spent doing this when we could have been hanging out with our kids or, you know, spending time with our wife or whatever. All of them have been supportive of this. But you kind of wrestle with the justification at some point, right?
Absolutely.
Like, and I don't know, I feel like a lot of successful endeavors, many a times that I've heard those stories of success, it's been they were ready to quit and they pushed through that, you know, and then really cool things happen. And so
basically, consider this our version of pushing through it.
Yes. It's actually kind of ironic that we consider Try Harder to be our theme for this season.
I'm trying not to lose my mind. Basically, all of that to say that we're on a precipice right now of, do we slow down, stop, or go forward? And it's safe to say, we've already filed licensing, got that taken care of, got that paid for. We had Cherry Poppin' Daddies for the entirety of season 2. So we're pushing forward. At the very bare minimum, you're getting full season 2.
Right.
Season 2 is going to be fun.
Yep.
We're going to cover movies I've never seen that I should have already seen. Obviously, you guys know the show. And we're just going to push through, and we're going to try and provide you guys with some great content.
Yeah.
We're going to have all kinds of extra stuff, and we should probably talk about what we're going to try and do this year.
Yes. I think that would be good.
We always have good intentions.
We do.
But life gets in the way, man.
I feel like a broken record because every time we get together, we kind of create and talk. You know, I'm a verbal processor, and there's times that I talk about the creative stuff and like, oh, it'd be cool if we did this and do that. And but we legitimately, on a logistics side, are at a place where we're going to be able to have a store of some sort or some opportunities for those of you that are listeners and that do love our show and that you do want to see us keep doing that. We're going to be creating opportunities for you to be able to kind of help sponsor, just to help take care of, if anything, the website, you know, paying for the website, paying for the music, licensing, stuff like that. And then that also is going to give us a kind of a good read on our next steps from there, really.
Well, it'll give us a good read on outreach of the show. Who's listening, who's loyal, who's dedicated, and who's really there for it, and who really wants to keep us pushing forward. Yeah. You know, and if the outpouring isn't there, I mean, that'll help us. That'll help us in deciding what we're doing. Yeah. But the creative juices are still there, definitely.
Yes.
So
we just need more feedback. Maybe that's what we need.
That's what it is. We need more feedback. I need more feedback. I need more knowledge of people caring about it. Yeah. You know, and this isn't like a self-gratification thing. I just need to know if what I'm doing, I can justify the time for.
Right.
That's what I need. Yeah. I need to know that. All that aside, let's just talk about the show.
Let's talk about the show.
Let's talk about what we're going to do on this season.
We talk about we want to try harder on things. Like, you know, we're talking about wanting to do a lot more as far as bonus episodes.
Try to, yeah. God, I mean, look, here's the thing. Already off the jump, you guys are going to get probably 2 side tables here within the next couple of weeks for sure. If they haven't already been released by now, because you guys are listening to this on April 13th. This is the first episode of the second season. April 13th is our slated release date for this. We're obviously recording prior because that's what we do. We got try and get ahead, but we have some side tables that are going to be coming out very soon, if not already. I know we're going to be talking about the Batman.
Heck yes.
Because you and I both got to go see it. I think I saw it a week after you went and saw it.
Yeah.
I told you basically to shut up because I don't want to hear anything. And then finally got you to get caught up on the Spider-Man films,
Yes.
the Tom Holland Spider-Man films.
Films, plural. Yes.
Films, plural, yeah. Yeah, that's going to be a whole side table unto itself, but we're definitely going to be talking about Spider-Man No Way Home.
Yeah.
That's going to be a lot of fun. I have a feeling that's going to be a pretty long episode as well.
Probably so.
Hope you guys enjoyed The Condemned. Kind of threw that out there in honor of Austin 316 Day, Stone Cold Steve Austin.
That turned out to be a lot more fun than I thought.
I thought we had a blast on that. I thought it turned out really well, but obviously we're going to try and do more of those, where it's like we have these intensive talks on specifically one film. That way we can cover a bunch of stuff. So it kind of falls in line with what we do in our movie talk, but it also falls in line with what we do on a normal show where we break down a film I have never seen that I definitely should have already seen. So with that slated already, I mean, right at the jump of season 2, you guys are going to be getting a bunch of content like right off the jump.
Right.
So that's going to be a lot of fun. Now, we also have talked about wanting to throw more Dude Director's Cuts out there.
We have.
And obviously, when we do Dude Director's Cuts, those are going to be films that I've already seen and that Jim has already seen.
Yeah.
So one thing I would like from people is, if you are listening to the show, to email into the show, hey, you guys, at dudewhatpod.com, and give us suggestions for films that you would like to see us do a Dude Director's Cut for.
Yeah, and just to break down what a Dude Director's Cut is, for those of you that are like, what is that? It's basically, we will sit down and watch a movie, we do a countdown, and we literally watch the movie, and we just record kind of our reactions, but then also fun facts, stories and stuff that about the movie, about our lives, things like that. So it's kind of, we give a commentary with the movie. And so it's very interactive. It's an interactive thing.
It's like listening to director commentary on a bonus feature on a DVD, is basically what it is. But it's us. It's like you're sitting in the 2420 West studios watching a film with us. You get to hear our commentary, our jokes, our silliness, our wackiness. It's completely unfiltered, unedited, just whatever our reactions to the film at the time. And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
The one thing that I'm really going to try and focus on this year, we talked about it a lot last year, but never had time, never made time. And I'm going to try my hardest, really, this year to make time to do more One Final Thoughts. I want to get back into writing. I actually love writing. I feel like I'm really good at writing. And I like to sit down and I like to break down stuff, and especially with films. And the One Final Thought is where I go back and I talk about films that we've covered in the past, and I kind of give final opinions on them. You know, go back, maybe I've had a rewatch by then, rehash my thoughts, and kind of give a new take and new thoughts and new outlook. Sometimes my opinions about a film changes. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes I just talk about other aspects of the film. Like, for example, I did a One Final Thought on Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And basically, it wasn't anything like a One Final Thought about the film per se, but it really was talking more specifically about John Candy and John Candy's performance and his stamp on Hollywood and just how lovable a character actor he was and who could carry that mantle going forward now that he's passed on. And you guys should check that out. You should go on our website, and I believe that's under the Articles and More tab on our website, dudewhatpod.com, and you can read about that, and you can see who I feel like is the one that has kind of taken over that spot from John Candy after his untimely passing back in, I believe that was 94, 95 when he passed away. So I'm wanting to do more written stuff, more written reviews, really wanting to get kind of locked into the writing aspect of what we do here with movie reviewing. Because I feel like, especially after Brian Takes on the World segments, man, some of the reviews that we break down and we hear, like I just went back and re-listened to our John Travolta episode where we covered Saturday Night Fever. And just listening to Roger Ebert's breakdown of the film with two separate reviews. And I shake my head because I feel like when you do a movie review, yes, there's a certain level of your own emotion that comes to it.
Sure.
But then you also got to look like at the technical aspects of the film and bring that to the forefront. That's the main thing. It's like, are all these different elements of the film working cohesively?
Right. Yeah. Like, it's
and
like,
if they're not, then you can't give a review that is contradicted to that. But anyway.
Yeah. It's like, are you giving a review or just writing a blog about your feelings? You know,
I think there's a huge distinction there. There's a big difference between writing a movie review and writing a Facebook post. So
it's like the hey, I found a recipe online, and then you have to read through like 4 paragraphs of like, let me tell you about the time I went to Tuscany. And like, it's like,
Scroll. Where's the recipe?
Do I dice the tomatoes or do I slice the tomatoes? Yeah, it's like, we've also talked about maybe having some interviews and stuff like that.
We have talked about that,
with maybe some people, or we're trying to get guests in the studio.
Yeah,
you and I have talked behind the scenes, and I've kind of talked to a certain listener, Kyle Mayo, about maybe helping him get caught up on some action movies. So
there's an idea that we've been churning around, and actually we've been talking about it for over a year now.
Yeah.
It's been in the works for literally over a year, and it's a new segment that we're looking to add to the show, and then possibly have it branch out to be just its own little spin-off thing, and that would be with one of our super fans from the show, Kyle Mayo.
Yeah, so we might have to at least try to get him in for an interview or something. And then,
absolutely. So
see how that goes.
And we're going to do fun stuff like that. You guys have listened to friend of the show, Stephen A. Turner. We're going to try and get him back in studio because it's always a blast whenever we can work with him. You guys go back in the archive. You can hear him on the Point Break episode way back in the archive. I believe it was like episode 5 or something like that. It was called The 50-Year Storm is the name of that episode. And also, Steve was also in studio for back during Halloween whenever we talked about our old ghost hunting days on the 2420 Tales ghost stories. So that was a lot of fun. So it's always fun when we have Steve in studio, get him in here, do some more fun stuff, maybe watch a film that is definitely high up on his list that will shock him, and that'll be a lot of fun as well. What are some other stuff that you're wanting to do
I think we should do a turn the tables episode this year. I have a movie that it hit me a couple years back that I hadn't seen that I know that you've seen.
Oh, really?
So yeah, I think it could go down and do what history maybe. We'll see.
Oh, really?
But, maybe.
Okay,
we'll see. But it's
and we'll probably do a different format on the last time we did turn the tables on Jim. I surprised him with a film that I knew he hadn't seen, and it was just kind of like messing with him. But we're going to do it differently this time.
It almost backfired on you.
It almost backfired on me. It really did. You go back in the archive and check that out. The Turning the Tables episode, dowhatpod.com/archive. Find that episode. And it did. It almost backfired on me, but it actually worked out for the better.
It did.
It really did work out for the better. So, yeah, we have a lot of different things that we're wanting to do for season 2. Like I said, the tagline for this season is try harder. We're going to try hard to do a lot more stuff. Yes. We're going to try and make some time and provide more content and just have a more well-rounded movie review website, podcast, all the above.
Yeah.
But anyway, enough about us, man. We've talked everyone to death.
They're like, well, season 2 sucks.
Season 2 started off as a snooze fest. Let's do something that we do here on the show that is a staple for what we do, Jim. We're a movie review podcast, let's just talk some movies.
Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
I just want to watch my movie.
That poor guy just wants to watch his movie. So, Jim, it's been a while since I've asked you this.
It has
like
been
it's been a long time since I've asked you this.
Yeah, it has.
I'll just go ahead and ask you, Jim. You seen any good movies lately?
Yes. And I've seen some movies. I've seen a mixture of movies and TV shows. Yeah,
we got a lot to talk about.
We do.
All right, so what have you seen lately, Jim?
Oh, man. I'm debating on which ones to talk about because there's one that we saw back at Christmas time as a family. I was like, man, it's really good. But I might just wait and hold on to that one until next Christmas.
Oh, look at you.
Maybe. But another one I saw recently is The Harder They Fall.
The Harder They Fall. I don't know if I remember that one.
Ooh. It's got Idris Elba.
Oh. It's a Netflix
film.
Yes.
It's a Netflix
Western. It's also got Regina King in it.
Yes.
Love Regina King.
Yeah, so it won a ton of awards and stuff like that, BAFTA awards and things, but a really good, really gritty Western.
Right.
Pretty much an all black cast, and it was, it was good.
Yeah.
It was a callback to the spaghetti westerns, for sure. I don't know, just the whole vibe and everything. It had the coloring, the grit, the story, kind of a typical Western story, but it had a couple twists and turns in it. It was like, kind of the big turn. You could kind of pick up on it. Not so early, but about mid of the movie. What?
I just love it. The big turn, you'll find why are you telling us there's a big turn? Now you spoiled it.
Did I just spoil it?
Yes.
Okay. Then cut that out.
No.
No, there's twists and turns and things,
Yeah.
and so it gives it some depth and some levels to the film.
Gives you the feeling of you don't have it quite figured out.
Yes, yeah, it's your typical Western, but then there's some twists and turns in there, which,
I like it.
which are good. And then do the soundtrack. For me, the soundtrack, just the way they were able to capture just kind of modern, but then also that Western feel, and it works. It works with it, and soundtracks can make or break a film.
Oh, God. Well documented on this show.
But this, just everything fit.
I've heard nothing but great things about it, and it's on my list to watch.
It's
again,
good.
no time.
It's good, so
I can't wait to check it out.
Yeah, no, it's definitely worth checking out.
Now, I believe from everything that I've seen online, there's a nice little nod and tribute to Mr. Chadwick Boseman in the film as well.
Yes, there is.
I believe they have his name as the name of the railway on the side of the train, which is pretty damn cool if you really think about it. It's pretty awesome. It's great.
And it's
I love it. I think it's great.
Yeah,
it's fantastic.
all around, just a really good.
I can't wait to check it
good
out.
flick. You need to.
Awesome.
For sure.
I don't particularly enjoy violence. That being said, you are currently in company of extremely violent individuals.
All right, so Brian.
Yeah, man.
Are there any good movies you've seen lately?
Well, I've seen movies for sure. I've seen some good movies. I've seen some movies.
Yeah.
I've seen some shows. I've seen some documentaries. I've seen all kinds of stuff, man. You know, we did like the Dude Table Discussion Movie Talk, Pandemic Edition. We cleaned out the archive. I filled it right back up. There's so many.
That's
so
what happens
many.
at the off season.
I know. I kind of feel like I need to talk about this next thing. It's a 180 from what you just talked about. You know, you talked about The Harder They Fall. It's an all-black cast, and Hollywood's making strides to be more inclusive, especially, people of color and everything in this day and age, and it's a great thing. I mean, you're seeing some great products out there all across the board from different walks of life, and it's awesome. It's long overdue, and we should be doing this. In kind of connection to that, it's going to be weird whenever I start talking about this, but there is a thread there, and I'll get to that thread, but I watched a documentary on Showtime called We Need to Talk About Cosby. It's a documentary by W. Kamau Bell. He's a comic, and he's a documentarian. He grew up huge fan of Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby, yeah.
As a lot of young black people did. Grew up with Bill Cosby as he's a comic, a TV star, pivotal to civil rights movement as far as black people in Hollywood and how they're portrayed and how they're taken care of. Bill Cosby was a big deal for a long time, but obviously, as everyone knows, if you don't know about Bill Cosby and the BS that he has thrown out there into the world over the last 40 years, then you must be living under a rock. But basically, Bill Cosby has been accused of so many different rape allegations spanning back to the 1960s. So watching this documentary is basically talking about the survivors of his attacks and his stamp on Hollywood and his place in the black community with regard to creating opportunities and creating this world and showing black people, hey, you can be successful, you can be all this stuff, and how important a figure he was to the black community. And then having that discussion, now that you know what you know about him, can you still enjoy the work that he did? Can you still enjoy the Cosby Show? Can you still enjoy his comedy specials? Can you still look at that aspect of the man and have that separate from who he actually is?
Right.
And it was a very, very interesting documentary, and it was crazy to watch, hearing the stories of the survivors, seeing that whole thing, like the whole time, like they lay it out. They talk about his career, but then they also talk about the dark stuff that happened along the way. Sure. And the reason why I'm bringing it up now is because you talked about The Harder They Fall and the all-black cast and everything. A lot of people don't realize this, but he paved the way, like from a civil rights standpoint, with regard to black entertainers in Hollywood. Like, he is the one responsible for black stuntmen having a job, because they used to just take white stuntmen and paint them in blackface and have them do black people stunts.
Interesting.
And Bill Cosby was doing a TV show, and he said, if you can't find a black man to do my stunts, then no one's doing my stunts.
Yeah.
And so he pioneered it. He set it up, and from that point on, that's whenever black stuntmen had a job in Hollywood. And so there's a lot of important stuff that he did there. And so
you even look at the social element of him playing a father on TV for an all-black family.
Yeah. He's a doctor.
A doctor, yeah. So, like, they're breaking through a lot of stigma in the entertainment industry, in the Hollywood industry.
Right.
For as progressive as they always act that they were really pretty I'm trying not to cuss, but pretty backward in some things too.
Yeah.
You know, and so I mean, a lot of people looked at him as he was a dad. He was their dad in a lot of ways. You know,
and the crazy thing about it wasn't even just the black community either.
That's what I'm saying.
It was
Just
all
on a
across the board.
cultural standpoint altogether.
The Cosby Show was such a cultural phenomenon in this country that it really changed a lot of things. It changed a lot of viewpoints. It's so crazy to think that Bill Cosby and what he did paved the way for things like The Harder They Fall to have a black cast and, you know, have black production team and be successful and put out this great product. You know, he paved that way, but then it's like, can you appreciate those efforts from him now, so many years later, knowing what he did?
Right.
I found it so interesting to watch, and it pisses you off.
Sure.
You know, watching it.
Sure.
And especially with the way that he was released out of prison, because it was all technicality.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting watch.
Yeah.
It puts a lot of stuff into perspective, and it gives you a lot of info specifically about Bill Cosby and all the allegations against him. But what I found compelling was hearing all these different artists, comedians, actors, producers, even to a degree, the survivors struggling with, can I still appreciate the art,
Right.
but not the artist?
Yeah.
You know, and it was just fascinating.
And we've talked about that before with like Kevin Spacey. And,
The whole Me Too movement and everything like
just a
that.
lot of and I mean, let's be honest, like there is a ton of progress that we've made in society and people that have spearheaded and led the way. When you really dig into their lives,
Right? Yeah.
You know,
They were a part of the problem.
It's just like, and you realize like, oh, they weren't as polished as what we thought they were, and they had some really dark stuff going on.
And it's not just like with sexual assault allegations and stuff like that. You know, I mean, you look at like just political viewpoints. I mean, look at someone like Eric Clapton, who has taken a huge amount of hits lately just because of his stance on mask mandates and the whole coronavirus thing, and then his viewpoints on politics and stuff. He's taking a huge hit on that, but is he not still a great musician?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's crazy, like the whole dynamic. It's like, can you appreciate the art and separate that from the artist? And just watching it was crazy. And I felt it was timely to talk about it with you talking about The Harder They Fall, because there is so much success from that with the black crew and the black cast, and, you know, how much success they've had from that. And it's just, I don't know. I feel like
and just seeing the talk of like Chadwick Boseman and you know, Black Panther,
right?
That film is in and of itself, is a crowning achievement. So.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just the duality between the two. It's just I felt appropriate to bring up and talk about it. I suggest watching the series. I think it's 6 episodes long, and they're about an hour each episode. It'll infuriate you, but it will give you a lot of insight into what has happened, what needs to change, and then just basically the culture of America during that time and like where the mindset is and everything. It's very fascinating.
Bill Cosby had been one of my heroes. I'm a black man, stand-up comic. I was born in the 70s. But this?
More trouble for Bill Cosby.
The accusations just keep coming in.
This was complicated. How do we talk about Bill Cosby?
So about you, man? You got any other good movies or movies you want to talk about?
I have a whole list here, and I've got 2 that I'm debating on. There's one that is more of a family-friendly film, and then there's another one that I've been talking about wanting to see for a while, so I think I'm going to talk about that one.
Okay.
Ghostbusters.
Okay. All right. We were both really jazzed about this when we heard it was coming out. I've still yet to see it, so I'm interested to hear what you have to say about this, and go.
That's what I have to say about it. No.
That's not good.
So, I have conflicting feelings about this film.
Okay.
Growing up, like everyone else, watching the Ghostbusters.
You still don't know if I've seen
it. They became cultural icons, right? I mean, heck, we have Slimer in our studio. You know?
Yeah, here he is.
The thing that I loved about this film, and I think you and I were jazzed to see it was one of those that like, okay, finally they're going back to the roots The trailers had that feel of like...
the teaser trailers, I remember, like, you have this shot of this old barn out in the middle of nowhere, and as the wind's blowing, and then all of a sudden the tarp flaps up, and you see Ecto-1, the Ghostbusters vehicle parked there, and you're like, oh, okay, all right.
They're bringing it back.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you add the fact that Paul Rudd is in it. I will say the marketing of it was awesome.
Right.
It made me want to see it.
Right.
And then coming to find out that the director is Jason Reitman.
Ivan Reitman's son, yeah.
And,
which we just lost Ivan Reitman this past year, which is very sad.
Ivan, I think everybody knows, like, was the one that made the first 2 Ghostbusters. Like, he's the one that helped create that world.
Yep.
And so, Jason and Ivan actually worked hand in hand on this film.
They did indeed.
And so knowing that they were bringing in, and then the last trailer for the Ghostbusters when, there's a phone call.
Yeah.
And,
Ray's a cult.
Yeah. And you just hear his voice and you're like, holy crap, this is going to be great. So there was a lot of hype and a lot of expectation for this film.
Yep.
I'm prefacing what I'm about to say with that.
God, I think this is, I don't like where this is going.
It fell flat for me.
Really?
There were certain things they were hitting as like nods, and like you could tell they were reviving this franchise basically. And there was a lot of that vibe and that feel. And I was trying to figure out, I don't know if it's the kid actors. I don't know if it was they didn't spend enough time on dialogue. Like there's something missing in the story.
Okay.
And I'll just put it this way. Like for me, it felt like these kids that are being introduced to this world didn't seem fazed by the fact that this was their world, and seemed to have a lot of knowledge that they wouldn't have had being introduced to that world. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So like there was jumps that were happening in the film.
Yeah.
You're like, wait, why are we in this already? Like why do they know all this about the ghost trap?
Right.
When none of them have done it. Like it's not like they were just introduced to it. How do they know all this?
Well, it's because they're related to you.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Like, and I don't want to knock on it because I think when you're handling such a cultural icon as the Ghostbusters franchise, and you're wanting to pay homage to it, and they did an amazing job of doing that. I will say that. Like, it almost felt like they spent so much time trying to make sure they had the look right and the feel right, and they're treating it well and paying homage to his father, paying his homage to Ivan, but then also to Harold Ramis and like to all of that.
Right.
That I think in doing that, the storytelling element kind of took a back seat.
Gotcha. We've seen that before.
So it was one of those, I think they invested so much time and energy into creating the aesthetic and the feel, and they nailed all of that.
Yeah, and story be damned.
And then it was one of those, there were gaps in the story that unfortunately watching it, you're like, oh.
That's a bummer.
I will say, if you can slog through to the last portion of the film, there's a nice payoff.
Nice payoff?
It's a nice payoff.
Okay.
What is happening here?
Somehow, the town with no fault lines is shaking on a daily basis.
Maybe it's the apocalypse.
So, Brian.
Yes, sir.
What else you got over there, man?
Man, what do you want? You want good or you want bad?
I feel like this whole episode's had a little negativity vibe to it.
No. All right, well, if that's how you feel, let me lift the spirits.
Please
all right?
do. Lift it.
We're going to talk about a really good movie that I watched. It's called The Adam Project.
Oh.
Netflix special. Ryan Reynolds. Very, 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 very good movie.
Yeah.
You know what?
I've been hearing a lot of good.
There are more people in that film than I expected. All right. So you have Ryan Reynolds, Mark Ruffalo, Jennifer Garner, Zoe Saldana, Catherine Keener. It starts off, there's like this crazy action sequence, like right off the jump with Ryan Reynolds in it. And you're like, well, what the hell? You know?
Yeah.
But it's kind of like we've talked before where it's like, you throw something out there, but then you reel it back. And then you go a different direction. It's like, we're going to come back to that here in a minute. So they did a really good job with that because it starts off with this action sequence and you're like, what is going on?
Yeah.
It's clearly set in the future.
Right.
Then all of a sudden he just like bursts through a portal and he's gone. And you're like, what the hell? The story picks up where, you see this kid. It's just his kid and his mom. And his dad has passed away, and so it's just the two of them kind of together, and he's getting in trouble at school because he's kind of a smart ass, and he's getting beat up by bullies and stuff. And the mom is just doing her best to just get by herself as a widowed parent. And they don't really have the great relationship because of circumstances with regard to the dad not being there. So you see this tension between the two of them, and then it seems like someone's breaking into the house, and then you find out it's the kid from the future, and the future version of himself is Ryan Reynolds.
Okay.
And so he had jumped back in time to his younger self, basically.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and so he knows the house, he knows the layout and all this stuff, and the kid's like, how do you know this? How do you know that? He's like, are you me? And so what the story is Ryan Reynolds' dad, he's the one responsible for time travel. Like, work that he had done laid the foundation for time travel to be a thing.
Okay.
Something happens well into the future, and Ryan Reynolds comes back to try and fix it, but he's trying to avoid everything, but he ends up running into himself inadvertently. And so you see this dynamic between a younger Ryan Reynolds and an older Ryan Reynolds, which actually his name's Adam. So the Adam Project is actually ADAM, not ATOM.
Gotcha.
And so it was named after him.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. So it's just it's got futuristic vibe, but it doesn't beat you over the head with it, Right. Really good storytelling. Realistically, it's when you get down to it, it's really kind of a story about grief and grieving.
Yeah.
Like the grieving process and like what you'll do to rectify that, and hard feelings, and not discussing your emotions, and not being open, and not really like leaning on those that are around you, and like what the effects of that can be, and how it can harden you and make you a different person. And it's just a really good movie.
Are you talking about the movie, or are you talking about me?
Dude, man, I'm telling you. Just a fun movie. Like, it was fun. It was entertaining. Dialogue was great. Action was great. The concept was really good. Seeing the character interaction. Everyone played their roles perfectly. Like, it was really fun to watch. It's just a fun movie. And I'm really glad to see that, because the thing about Ryan Reynolds that I've been driving myself crazy watching him on screen lately, Ryan Reynolds is a really freaking good actor.
Yeah.
Like, he's really good. More times than not, he plays the goofy character because that's in his nature. He's just he's funny.
He's always been that guy.
He's always been that guy, but I like to see badass Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like with Deadpool, he blends both, because he's a badass,
right,
and he's a goofball.
Yeah,
but he can get away with doing that because that's the character of Deadpool.
Yeah,
and that's fine.
Yeah,
but it's like when he's in other films, like there's no reason why, like in Hitman's Bodyguard, he shouldn't have been a badass. Like there's no need for him to have that much failure throughout the film. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was nice to see him play this character in the Adam Project, where he's going through all the emotional stuff, he's dealing with that stuff in two different layers, as a kid and as an adult, but he's also a badass. Like, you see that he has grown into, like, all the bullying and all the stuff that he went through, it hardened him, and it got him to a point as he went through life having to fight his way up. It made him a badass.
Yeah.
It was just a fun movie to watch. It was really good. I enjoyed it. I like the message of the story. I like what they did with the story. I really enjoyed all the performances from everybody. I think it's one that everyone should watch. If you like dramatic elements, if you like comedy, and if you like sci-fi stuff, they do a nice blend of all of it.
Nice.
It was really good. You should check it out for sure.
Do you remember this? I mean, if this is happening to me, it already happened to you, right? Unless it works more like a multiverse where each shrimp creates an alternate time.
A multiverse. My God, we watch too many movies.
Well, so along the lines of that type of character you're talking about,
right?
There's another Netflix film with Ryan Reynolds where he plays a very similar character called Red Notice.
Ah, yes. Yeah, I got that on my list to talk about as well, Jim.
Yeah.
With Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
And Gail Gadot.
Gail Gadot. And we found out she was on a yacht recently.
She was on a yacht.
We're not going down that road again. All right, let's just talk about the movie.
But yeah, so what did you think of Red Notice, man?
God. Look. It's just a different version of Hitman's Bodyguard. That's all it is. That's all it is. It was just a different version of Hitman's Bodyguard.
You mean the second one?
Just
do you think it was more of the second Hitman?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. It falls in the same vein. All right, look, you take a relatively decent concept. It's one of those films that has too much humor.
Yes.
Way too much humor.
Yes. This is one of those things where Ryan Reynolds is really good and he's really funny. Because Kylie and I sat down to watch it one night. We were told it was pretty decent. And there was a part in it where Ryan Reynolds' character, it was a little too much. Like, even Kylie was like, I'm kind of getting annoyed with him now.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like, yeah.
Was it when they were in the cave with all the Allied stuff or whatever?
Yes.
All the trinkets from war and everything?
Yeah.
They're trying to find that.
It was kind of at that point where it's just like...
It was too much. It's too much.
Yeah,
it's too much.
So, but there were a lot of funny laugh out loud moments, I felt like. And the action was pretty good. You know, it was fun to see him and The Rock together. It was an okay popcorn flick, but there were elements to it where you're like, okay, you've played this hand long enough.
There are elements of the movie that I enjoyed. I do like the idea of these two guys basically getting in each other's way and Gal Gadot's character being like the supreme badass out of all of them. Like, no matter what you do, I'm going to come in and trump what you do.
Right.
Like, I like that aspect because I feel like it adds a nice wrinkle to it, because usually whenever you see crap like that, it's usually some dude.
Right.
But now it's nice to see like a strong female lead in that role doing that. Yeah. And it worked. Yeah. I thought that aspect of it worked.
Yeah.
But it's like you said, it gets to be too much. So it's like, we know it's a comedy, but you don't have to have that much comedy.
Right.
You can be a little more subtle with stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just didn't hit with me. Like, it really didn't hit with me at all. Like you said, popcorn flick, just something to throw on, watch. I thought the action was really good. I like the concept.
Yeah.
I like the turn.
Yeah. Which one?
Well, I'm not going to tell you, Jim, because there are probably listeners that haven't listened to it yet.
Yeah, that's true. I think there was that element of there was just a little too much. I don't really think it was the actors.
I blame
think
the
it was
writing. Yeah, that's exactly what I was getting ready to say.
Writing. It's like, and it was a directional choice to keep that in.
Yeah.
Cut some of that out.
The actors are doing what they're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
You know, they're just acting what's on the page. And it's up to the editor, the director, and the producers to, in post, how much of this do we want to keep in? How much do we want to have this layered in like that? You can blame the writing to a point, but then you also got to blame the director to say, hey, we need to cut this, we need to move this, we need to change this.
Yeah.
You know, you can make those decisions on the fly right there on set or even in post. But it got to be too much. And like you said, it's a good point. You said Kylie said it.
Yeah.
It's almost like you're annoyed with him. I felt the same way. It's like you get to a point you're like,
this character's really annoying right now.
You can really stop talking right now, you know?
Yeah.
But I felt like the dynamic between the characters was really good, but it just didn't hit. And I think it is just it's a writing and a dialogue thing.
Yeah. But let's be honest, as a director, like if you had those three playing in your sandbox,
you're going to maximize everything that they do, but you also have to have the wherewithal to pull the reins just a bit.
Right.
Because if not, then you end up getting James Gunn and the Suicide Squad.
Oh, gosh.
Nolan Booth, the second most wanted art thief in the world. Special Agent John Hartley, FBI.
You have to be the two dumbest men on the planet.
You look awful.
All right, Jim. Good movie talk. Greasing the wheels, getting back into the swing of things here on season 2. Talked about some movies, talked about a series. Ryan Reynolds, you need to get your act together, bub. I don't know if you're going to make it in this world. I don't know if you're going to go anywhere, Ryan Reynolds, if you don't get your act straight. All right, let's do something fun here. We're getting close to the end of the show. We're going to talk about something that happened at our Christmas special. We thought maybe between Christmas special and now we would have been able to get together, but hey, life, those curveballs at us, man. We're going to talk about the Snowball Fight results from the Christmas special.
Which is only appropriate because right now we're recording in second winter in Evansville.
Stupid. The weather around here is dumb. So we had our Christmas special. It was the rubber match of our Snowball encounters. First year, Jim Miller destroyed me. Let's just be honest. You go back in the archive, dudewhatpod.com/specials, listen to the Christmas specials. I think it was the second year we did a Snowball Fight. Murdered me. Just absolutely murdered me. It wasn't even close. And then second year that we did the Snowball Fight, I got a little revenge on Mr. Jim Miller.
You did.
Took my victory back. And so this past Christmas, we had the rubber match, third encounter between the two of us. We did our Snowball Fight, and that was basically, we took all the films from our first official Dude What season. And we took all those films, threw them into a box, drew them out, And then we got to pick a character from those films, and we had 5 members per team. And Jim, do you have those teams in front of you right now?
Yeah, so the losing team, Team Brian.
Whatever. No, whatever.
We had Rufio. Had Doughboy.
We got a problem here?
Oh, yeah.
Bugs Bunny.
You know, maybe there is no intelligent life out there in the universe after all.
Black Widow, and I think we determined Black Widow in the white.
Thank you for your cooperation.
Yeah, we went white. That way she could blend into the
Blend
snow.
in the snow.
But then again, it doesn't matter. Because, truth be told, it doesn't matter what she's wearing. So anyway.
True. You might as well keep that queued up for this next one.
Yeah.
Friend of the show, Dave Bautista.
Yeah, he gets the extended cut.
So yeah, friend of the show, Dave Bautista, on your team.
It's not too late to go back.
For a snowball fight.
For a snowball fight.
Yeah.
You just go ahead and just throw your flag up, dude. You're done. You're done. There's no winning.
Yeah, the more I look at your team, I don't know, mine looks like a bunch of misfits.
That's like, a nice 1-2 punch I had on my team. Black Widow and friend of the show, Dave Bautista from Army of the Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I had, on the winning team,
No.
had Sully from Monsters, Inc. My spirit animal.
Yeah.
My animated figure,
Yeah,
who I would be
yeah.
probably. We had Miles.
Miles Dobby.
Dobby.
Risky business.
Horn dog himself.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta say what the...
Oh, my.
Intellectual horn dog, I guess.
Yeah. He's very smart. Very wise man.
Then we had Tony Manera.
We just washed the hair.
As we found out on the St. Patrick's Day hangover, he likes to hang out at Penn Station.
Yep. And the main reason I picked him was because I needed a person in a white suit.
Yeah, you just did a white suit,
Yeah.
No skill at all in a snowball fight.
He could dance. And then, obviously, my personal favorite of my team.
Yeah.
The crazy, sexy lady herself, Harley Quinn.
We're bad guys. It's what we do.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta show some respect there.
And then John Rambo.
That's a whole new meaning to taking breath away. As in ending lives. All right. So those are our teams.
Those were our teams.
In the third match between us, the rubber match, we put it up to a vote on Facebook. Did we have it on any of the other social media?
I
Or
put
just
it on
Facebook?
Facebook and Twitter and Instagram.
Gotcha.
I think nobody really responded on Twitter. I'm pretty confident everybody on Facebook dogpiled on me immediately. Some of them I think you were talking to individually.
Look, Jim,
not to mention names, Steve Turner.
Look, we put info out there for the people.
Shaw,
okay, we put it out there, and I let the chips fall where they may. I am confident in friend of the show, Dave Bautista.
Yeah, I think that you padded that a little bit, but
whatever.
Everybody on Facebook, they jumped on Team Brian.
That's right.
Now on Instagram, it's a whole other story. And since you don't look at Instagram, I can make stuff up if I want.
You better not, you son of a bee.
No, the only one that really jumped in on that one and weighed in was Jess for the Win.
And?
Obviously, she chose...
Team Brian.
Team Jim.
Whatever. Okay, look, nepotism rears its ugly
it's
head.
close, but not really. At Laughy Face, Team Jim has my vote.
Whatever.
It is what it is, Brian. I'm sorry. Not sorry.
Jess for the Win. You shut your face. How about that?
It's okay. We'll say that you won this year. It's fine.
So officially, I need you to say it in a loud, clear voice. Who won the third installment of the Snowball Fight? Brian Sumner. No. They need to hear you.
Sorry, I need a drink. Brian Sumner.
Nope. A little louder.
Brian Summer.
That's right. Brian Summer has won. Team Brian Summer in winter won. That's right.
Congratulations.
Thank you, sir. It was a no-brainer. As soon as I got friend of the show, Dave Bautista, on the team, there was no way in hell you were going to win.
I mean, really, you didn't need anybody else on the team.
Nope. The only other way that I would say that you could have had a chance against me is if you would have pulled Mortal Kombat 2021 and got Sub-Zero.
Sub-Zero.
That, I say, would have probably tick things a little more towards your way. It probably would have made it a little more even. But because I did have friend of the show, Dave Bautista, you went down really, really bad, and I am loving it. My accolades are piling up over here, and I have bragging rights all the way up until next Christmas.
That's right. Maybe we'll get you a coupon to Cold Stone or something.
Flawless victory.
We're nearing the end of the show now, trying to wrap things up, and the way that we're going to do that is it time for us to get prepared, Jim. Are you ready?
No.
Yes, you are.
But I'm ready.
Time to get prepared for the first official Dude What show where I'm going to watch a movie with my co-host over here that I've never seen, that I should have already seen, and we're going to break it down, talk about it, and then I'll give a ranking on it. And the way we're going to do that is I got to give Jim some categories, man. Categories. Are you ready to hear your categories, sir?
I am. Let's do this.
I came out here to warm the studio up early this morning, and I sat down. I was like, I need to start making some categories, get those ready. And I made a bunch. I got a bunch of them, and so I'm going to make it really tough for you.
Oh, boy.
I'm going to make it extremely tough for you.
Out of the gate, we're going to do this.
Out of the gate for you.
All right.
I'm going to give you 6 categories. Usually I only do 3, but I'm going to give you 6 right off the jump.
Okay.
That way you have all kinds of options, and I'm going to blow your mind.
All right. Yeah, let's hear them.
Okay, here we go. First up, Denzel.
What? Okay. All right. Okay.
Next category, newer franchises.
Okay.
What was that? Samuel L. Jackson. Michelle Pfeiffer.
Okay.
Comedies. And the last one, Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So you have 6 categories there to choose from. I gave you 6. I usually only do 3, but since it's the first episode back, I figured I'd blow your mind right out the gate. Give you 6 to choose from. Pretty tough ones, in my opinion. I'll run down through them again. We've got Denzel, newer franchises, Samuel L. Jackson, Michelle Pfeiffer, comedies, and Philip Seymour Hoffman. Make your selection now.
Man, oh, man.
Yes, sir.
You know what? I'm going to have to go with Denzel. Just selfishly, 100%. My man.
I love it.
With Denzel.
I knew it was going to be that one. I knew it.
Well,
I don't even know why I wrote the rest of them. I should have just said we're doing Denzel.
Yeah, we could have done that. I don't know. I was debating on Michelle Pfeiffer. And I was like, but Denzel. I think Denzel is a good solid start to the year. So.
All right. So, season 2, episode 2. We're going to start off with a Denzel film that I've never seen that I should have already seen. Are you ready for your selections?
I hope so.
Now, remember, one of these 3 films I'm getting ready to label.
You for sure haven't
I
seen.
for sure have not seen, but it could be 2, it could be 3 that I haven't seen. But for sure, 1 we're going to unveil and cover on next week's episode. Denzel category. First up.
Yep.
The Book of Eli.
Oh, shut up.
Second, Crimson Tide. Okay. Last one, John Q.
Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. Okay.
What do you think about that? You're like, it's Denzel. I don't even care. Your face is dumb.
It is. And, I feel like there's some reminiscent of the last time I had a Denzel. I'm seeing some themes here. So it's going to be interesting. I'm excited regardless. It's a Denzel movie.
That's right.
All 3 of those I've enjoyed, so it should be good.
All right. So that brings us to the end of our show. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. Really appreciate that. Sticking around, hanging out with us, waiting for us to get back from our break from the holiday season. Ready to get back into season 2 for you guys and pump out some content and have a lot of fun. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun year, Jim.
It is going to be a fun year.
It's going to be a lot of fun this year. As always, you can check everything out that is Dude What related at dudewhatpod.com. Drop us some lines. Hey, you guys at dudewhatpod.com. We're going to answer everything, Jim. Write us anything. Ask us questions. Give us critiques. Give us concerns. Give us comments. All of it. We want it all. Negative, positive, indifferent. We want it all.
Please,
we need it.
Please.
We need it. We crave it. We want the good stuff, though.
Yeah.
But we want the bad stuff, too.
If you have suggestions for T-shirts or anything else for the shop, let me know.
Yep. Jim's always looking for some cool suggestions for that. Follow us on all the social media platforms, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. All you got to do is search for @DudeWhatPod or Dude What Podcast. Real easy to find us. Leave some reviews. That would be fun. Because we have a segment on here. What do we call this?
Looking for 5 stars.
Looking for 5 stars, man. We're just 2 guys looking for 5 stars. We want those 5-star reviews. We crave those 5-star reviews. But if you want to give a negative review, that would be good too, because then we can laugh about it later down the road. Or cry. I'll probably cry. But anyway, get 4 or 5 or 10 or 20 of your friends to follow the show. That's what we really want. Tell your friends about it. Black background, orange lettering. Grab their phone from them. Tackle them. Throw them in the pool. And while they're drowning, grab their phone. Subscribe. Follow the show. And then go save them, of course.
Lifeguard, yeah.
We don't want lawsuits.
It's true.
Yeah, we don't want that. We want listeners, not lawsuits. Listeners, not lawsuits.
That's right. Listeners, not lawsuits.
Leave those reviews, get people to subscribe, and just spread the word, man. That's what we want to do here on the show. Spread the word.
Swim responsibly.
Swim responsibly. Yeah. That's right. That's going to be the new catchphrase. It was try harder, but now it's swim responsibly. Check out our archive at dudewhatpod.com/archive. It's got all of our past shows on there, and actually a thing of interest that we need to let you guys know about with regard to our licensing.
Yes.
All right, we're only allowed so many uses of the Dr. Bones song by Cherry Poppin' Daddies for a show, which is fine. Yeah. We're cool with that. Totally fine.
100%.
So what we're going to be doing is, as we release a new episode on the feed for Season 2, we're going to take an episode off from Season 1.
Yes.
And I believe we discussed we're going to start at the end of Season 1 and work our way back.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. So as this episode is being released, Season 1, the James Cameron category, which was the last full episode of the regular season last year, where we covered the movie Avatar. That will come out of the feed and go straight into the archive. So if you want to listen to that, you'll have to go to dudewhatpod.com/archive.
Actually, all of our Season 1 is in our archive.
Right.
You can still find a lot of our stuff on your stream.
Yeah, we just won't be able to stream them all consecutively at the same time.
And so, like, anything that doesn't have Dr. Bones,
intro, like all of our specials,
they'll stay in your stream.
Yeah, all the specials, the trailers, the ghost stories that we did with Stephen A. at Halloween, that'll stay on there. You know, all those different little specials will stay on there. But if it's a show that had the Dr. Bones intro at the beginning, that's going to go into the archive.
So, like, episode 24.
That's what it is. Yep.
Yeah, episode 24 is the James Cameron episode.
That one's going to
be popping out of your feed.
Yeah, that'll pop out of the feed. You won't be able to stream it, but you can download it from the archive on our website.
That's right.
dudewhatpod.com/archive. Really easy to find there. We're going to go ahead and tell you guys now about, the fact that we've been mentioning try harder. We're going to try harder to do stuff. We're going to try harder to be more present and active in our All Access group. All Access. Fun little group that we have on Facebook. It's kind of behind the scenes. We got a handful of people in there, and we're going to try to do more interactive, fun stuff in there. The best thing about All Access is you get to shape the show. We'll throw topics in there. We'll throw opinions in there. We'll put polls in there. We'll post videos. We post behind the scenes stuff. We post outtake stuff. Special bonus clips that don't make it to an actual behind the scenes show or a regular show. They just go into All Access.
Yeah.
And we do that all the time. And so we're going to be posting stuff in there, and we're going to try to be more interactive with the people that are in there. So you really want to get into All Access.
Well, and a lot of them actually contributed to the Christmas episode.
Absolutely.
Year, so.
Yeah, that's right. And you go back and listen to the Christmas special from this past year, dudewhatpod.com/specials. You get to hear a really cool Easter egg bonus clip at the end of the show where we get a lot of our family and friends involved in the show. And I think it turned out pretty awesome.
I think so.
That one and the second Christmas special, we did it on both of those. We had something special on those and a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed this last one. I always enjoy them, but this last one was really special. So
I thought it was pretty special too. It turned out really well. All right. So all that said, it's time for us to get out of here, man. Had a lot of fun today, kicking off season 2.
Yeah.
We'll see you guys on the next episode where we're going to talk Denzel. Papa Denzel.
I'm looking
Jim's worried.
I'm a little bit.
It's going to be a lot of fun. We will see you guys next week.
Bye, guys.
The only reason why I know that is because she was just on... Wait, don't tell me.
That's how they pronounce it over the pond.
They're out of Chicago. What do you... It's not BBC. What do you...
It's about Lake Michigan.
You are out of the loop.
I am. I'm really out of it. Okay.